Hi, I'm Ollie. In this video we're going to be taking a quick look at the Nexus 7 versus the iPad mini. So as you can see here, the iPad mini is quite a bit wider, gone for a different aspect ratio in the screen. The screen on the iPad mini is 7.9 inches, whereas the screen in the Nexus is 7 inches. The Nexus has a higher resolution screen, 1280 by 800, with a pixel density of 216, whereas the iPad mini is 1024 by 768 with a pixel density of 163 pixels per inch. So I'll just give you a quick look around them. So you can see there, that's the difference in thickness. So the iPad mini comes in at 7mm, whereas the 7.2mm, whereas the Nexus is 10.5mm. So the iPad mini wins there. Height wise, they're pretty much exactly the same. Width wise, you've got 120 millimeters for the Nexus and 135 for the iPad mini. Give you a quick look at the back of them as well while I run over a few more specs. So the iPad probably looks better on the back, but the Nexus definitely seems the more durable one. With the iPad mini, you tend to want to put a case on there so you don't mark the back. Battery life wise, looking at about 10 hours for each of them. The Nexus has got a quad-core processor running at 1.3 GHz, and as far as we know, the iPad mini is a dual-core running around 1 GHz. The Nexus 7 is a little bit heavier, coming in at 340 grams, whereas the iPad mini is 312. You can't really notice the difference in weight. They pretty much feel the same. There's not a massive difference there at all. You've got both the cameras are the same on the front, both 1.2 megapixel, whereas the Nexus hasn't got a camera on the back, and the iPad mini's got a 5 megapixel camera there. The main difference really, well, two main differences, is the operating system. Obviously you've got Jelly Bean on the Nexus, and you've got iOS 6 on the iPad mini. So really that's down to personal taste. I quite like the Android operating system because you're not quite as locked down, yet the iOS operating system is a bit more locked down, but very quick, very fluent, and everything that's on there works really well, which is so depends what your personal preference is there. Another major difference is price. At the time of buying these, this was £169 for the 8 gig, and this is £269 for the 16 gig. Both are Wi-Fi only. With the recent price drop of the Nexus, it pretty much means you can get a 32 gigabyte version for £200, whereas for 32 gigabytes on the iPad mini you're looking at like £350. So there's a massive price difference there, so it's definitely something worth considering. Screen wise, you can definitely notice a lot more if I just load up Safari here, so it can give you an idea of when you're actually on the internet. Let's go into YouTube on there. So you've definitely got a lot more area that you can see on the iPad mini, whereas the resolution is definitely noticeably better on the Nexus 7. So it's pretty much much. Both have advantages and disadvantages. If you're after a tablet that's not expensive, just for around the house, browsing the internet and so on, and you don't want to spend much money, the Nexus 7 is the way forward. If you want something that's a bit more refined, thinner, then obviously look towards the iPad mini. Let's give you another quick look around the units. Bottom there. Obviously with the Nexus 7 as well, if you've already got quite a few micro USB things, and it will just charge off of 1 amp. It'll take a while, whereas the iPad uses the new Lightning connector, which has rendered quite a lot of people's docks and so on useless without an adapter. So it's not really a clear-cut winner. They're both really good tablets. Really enjoyed using them both. Can do some speed tests in a later video. So if you're interested in reviews, if you subscribe to my channel, I've got plenty to come on both devices, and iPhone 5, Note 2 and so on. If this video has helped, if you could like it on YouTube, it would be much appreciated, and thanks for watching.